Cyber Speak, back on the air. What's happening, guys? That's a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer right now. I'm Nick, and I'm trying something new here. And I got Chase with me.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. And sentence fillers. They're fun. I don't know, man. I hear people saying these words all the time. We just gotta unlearn that stuff. It's such unnecessary filler.
Unlearn and
Like,
I say I say fucking a lot. I'll be like fucking
yeah, fucking.
I
We
need
could
to
never unlearn that one.
I know, I probably should. I'll do it like around like the girlfriend's parents. I'll be like, what is it? They'll be like, oh, what's this movie about? I'm like, it's about a dude and he fucking
Yeah, the girlfriend's parents, the grandparents, church group.
Yeah, exactly. They're like,
Are you coming to Bible study? I don't know, just kind of this day is fucking.
The Bible, fucking.
I mean, Jesus, fucking.
What are we doing here, Nick? What are we doing?
We're doing a discussion. We're not discussing a specific movie. We're discussing kind of a movie topic.
Yes, sir.
So over the last few months, this coronavirus has been twisting our balls.
Yes, it has.
Rarely.
Yeah.
And for us movie people, it's especially terrible, heinous, and depressing because movies that are supposed to come out in theaters are now being delayed as movie theaters are being closed down around the country, the world, the universe, the galaxy, the everything. And if they're not being delayed for theatrical release, they're either getting pulled from schedules entirely or going straight to video on demand or streaming services. So we are just going to talk about some notable highlights, ones that probably made the news at some point.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna talk movies that got delayed, canceled, or shoved to the VOD market. So yeah.
I personally, I don't mind video on demand. Like I'll be the first to admit it. I don't mind it at all. Like sure, it's really convenient, and I know people are always stressed about like going to see movies and spending an arm and a leg on popcorn and a giant bucket of soda. Like I get it. But for me, I just want to see some damn movies in the theater, man.
Yeah.
I just want to go watch a movie with surround sound in the pitch black and just enjoy my experience. But I can't do that on video on demand. I just can't. I mean, unless I lock myself in like a little dungeon, but then, I don't got the best speakers, the best screen, It's just I get people being like, "Oh, I'm really excited about this." I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah,
I
you're
just
absolutely
want
right.
to see my movies on the screen again, but I'm not gonna do that until this dang old virus decides to chill out. And the only way that's gonna happen is if we all start cooperating and washing our damn hands and wearing our damn masks and staying away from people and not partying. And it's so first and foremost, before we get into this, just make sure that you're following the guidelines, man. It's not this isn't a hoax made by a certain side or the other in the political side. This is a damn virus that's killing people. And so like just take care of yourself, man. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself and think of others. And then we can start seeing some damn movies again. That's all I want.
Well put, sir. Absolutely.
All right.
Hit the nail on the damn head. All right. We're starting off hot and heavy with Fast and the Furious 9. I'm not big on the Fast and the Furious series. I've only seen the first 3 movies, and that's about as far as I got. I still have to watch the rest of them. But even then, I'm like most commoners. I'm the one guy that's always saying, "Wasn't this about street racing?
Yeah.
What the hell happened?"
Yeah, I liked I saw I've seen the first 3, and then I think I watched Fast 5, and then whatever the one where Paul Walker died while they were filming. R.I.P. Paul Walker.
Yes.
Uh, but I also saw Hobbs and Shaw,
Mm,
which was actually pretty fun.
yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of like really really like mindless, like silly action, like something mindless and well done, like John Wick or something like that. I'm all about. But when it's like mindless, stupid, like just testosterone and goofy action stuff, I'm not a big fan of that. But
Hmm.
this had The Rock and Jason Statham, and they just add so much to any movie that it made it watchable. So
Yeah, I've been wanting to catch that one too, but what's been hanging up with me is because I'm a stickler for going in chronological order with my movies,
mhm.
and
Yeah, yeah,
and the Fast and the Furious movies have a very curious timeline about them. Some movies take place before others are completely separate from the main storyline. And when I say
yeah,
main storyline, we refer to the character of Dom Toretto, Vin Diesel.
yep. Gotcha.
And yeah, I mean, I would imagine it wouldn't matter. I mean, these are a bunch of black thumb car mechanics going after international terrorists. What kind of story could there
Mhm.
be among them?
Yeah,
Still, I'd love to know how these things got to where. So that's why I've been stuck on Tokyo Drift for a while, which I think so far is my favorite because it's basically Karate Kid with drifting, like based around
yeah,
drifting cars.
yeah. I like the story. I can't stand the actor, the main guy. He just has such. He, it's honestly the accent for me.
Yeah.
He just sounds so damn southern that it's like it's like hard to, and honestly, he's not the best actor. Like you can look and be like, okay, this
Yeah.
guy's not winning any awards, but I think
Yeah.
I think for the movie it's fine.
Yeah, he was a better supporting player than above anything. Because
Yeah,
he's been in some movies over the years, like Legion and Friday Night Lights.
he was
Functional.
good in Friday Night Lights. I will give you that, but that's because that was what he was. That was pretty
Mhm.
much what he was supposed to be doing. That's his type that he should be playing. But
Right.
whatever. I
Yeah.
don't really care.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been wanting to go in order, but the movies have been sporadically available. So I just kind of been holding fire on that for a bit. With that
Nice.
being said, if I ever do catch up, I would probably want to check this one out, Fast and the Furious 9. I mean, the
Yeah,
trailer is one of the most hilarious trailers I've seen in a long time, and it's not even a comedy movie. It looks so fucking ridiculous.
yeah. It's
It
it's pretty. All of them are pretty. I mean, there's definitely humor in them, like
yeah,
comedy in it. There's definitely like there's some good comedy in the movies, but it's just dumb. It's like dumb tongue in cheek
yes.
comedy, which is fine. Like I'm all about it, but when it's the entire movie, I'm just like meh, meh. I'll pass.
Sure.
So I'm not too disappointed that this one got pushed. I'm not really invested into the Fast and Furious series. I know that a lot of people are,
Mhm.
but I'm cool with this one. I can wait. I feel like they're
Yeah.
popping out every other year too. It's like an Assassin's Creed game. They're just
Yeah.
it just starts to become bloated.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy how much of a franchise has become because we got the several movies, we got a cartoon series on Netflix, we got a ride at Universal Studios, and there's a
yeah.
tie-in video game coming out, I think
Oh
shortly
really?
as of this recording. It doesn't
Oh
look very good, but hey, it's there.
yeah.
But I don't
It's
know, man. When
it,
I saw that car freaking Tarzan swinging across a cliff,
yeah.
I about lost my shit. I saw this in a movie theater, this trailer,
Uh
and
huh.
I was about ready to bust out laughing and ruin it for everybody. I, I was gonna die of my own laughter. It
Yeah,
was
man.
great.
It's pretty.
That's sublime.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. It seems pretty wild. Again, I'm cool with it being pushed. Like
Mhm.
whatever. Not too
Yeah,
not too upset.
sure. Push back to May 2021. I think I can live without this one.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, next up is The Green Knight. Uh,
Yes.
this one is one you found out about, Chase.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember when I saw something about it, but the I saw it a few months back. I think it was I could be wrong, but I think it was like trailers were showing during Midsummer, or like I have just it's an A24 film
Mhm.
with Dev Patel, and it's directed by David Lowery, and he's the same guy that did A Ghost Story, which is incredible.
Oh,
I watched
okay.
it recently, and I was like, it's I when I was because it came out in like I think A Ghost Story came out in like 2017, and in my head I was like, oh, it's a A24 horror film, and then I didn't look anything into it, and then I saw one of my buddies, TK, who's a very talented cinematographer in the
Yeah.
Seattle area. He like swears by it, and it's like one of his favorites in the A24.
Wow.
And so I checked it out, and it's fucking sweet. But so yeah, I was excited to see that David Lowery was doing this story of the Green Knight, which is a poem in the Arthurian times. I'm pretty sure, but essentially, it's about the synopsis is the headstrong nephew of King Arthur embarks on a daring quest to confront the oh god, I don't know how to say that word. Anyway, it, it's about Dev Patel going to confront the Green Knight, and the Green Knight is I don't really know too much about it, but it seemed interesting. It the cinematography stood out to me as a cinematographer, and it looked really nice. I like Dev Patel. And yeah, I'm a little sad. I haven't heard anything about when this is going to be released or if it's going to be released. I thought I heard something that it's just not going to be released. That it had a June 11th, 2020 release in Russia, but that's all I know. And yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. So I'm a little disappointed that I don't know more about it. If I knew more, as in like I knew a date or I knew like where it was going to, then I would feel a little bit better. But right now I'm kind of disappointed that I don't know anything more about it, and I'm also disappointed that I don't know anything more about the actual story.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm sure I could do my own research and figure out the story of the Green Knight. So,
Sure.
but yeah,
I,
I'm a little disappointed about that.
yeah, from what you're telling me, this is the first I've ever heard of this movie, and it does sound like a letdown. We won't be seeing this one for a while.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a
David
little.
Lowery, David Lowery also directed a really great film I loved a couple years back called The Old Man and the Gun with that was Robert Redford's swan song from
Oh,
acting, and
okay.
just that felt like a really charmingly old school film. Like if that were released in like what is it, the early 70s when Robert Redford was really big,
Yeah, yeah,
that could have fit into that crop of The Sting and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. He knocks it
yeah,
out of the park, and there's a great cast
absolutely.
too. It's very charming caper film, and Redford is he's
Yeah,
just perfect. He's perfect as ever.
he's very great. I
Yeah.
haven't seen Old Man and the Gun. I it's definitely on my list. Like I've seen of it, but
Mhm.
I've never actually seen it. So I may
Mhm.
have to. I like Redford a lot, so I may have to check that out.
Yeah. Oh man. What was it? Jeremiah Johnson was on TV the other day. I watched that movie all the time when I was a kid. It's probably one of my favorite westerns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Picture The Revenant, but less intense.
Oh, okay, cool, cool,
He's a mountain man. He goes in the mountains and he lives there. He traps and hunts
nice.
and so forth.
I'm
It's
into
really
it. I'm
good. Yeah.
into it.
So yeah, hope this one finds a day to release, and if it
Yeah,
does, I'll check it out. I think, and
yeah,
It's
definitely.
A24. Most times they deliver. I feel.
Yeah, most times they do, and you don't really see them do period piece films like this.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
like in this time. I don't know what the budget is for it, but I'm assuming it's in like the either the low millions or the low teen millions.
Mhm.
Just given it's A24. But yeah. So yeah, I'm disappointed, but I'm excited to holy shit.
What?
It actually that can't be right. I just looked it up and it says okay, no. Okay, that's weird. I looked up the Green Knight budget and it says 100,000 and I'm like there's no fucking way, but that was a Ghost Story was 100,000. So,
I got my tabs mixed up.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping I hear something about it later on down the road. Yeah.
Fingers crossed there.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's move on to Morbius, a Sony produced Marvel film starring Jared Leto as a half man, half vampire bat superhero
Yeah.
who also exists as a villain of Spider-Man, evidently.
Yes, he does. He's more of an anti-hero. Like he no, yeah, I would say he's a villain. I would say he's a villain, honestly.
He looks it.
Yeah.
I
I'm
was pretty into this when I saw the trailer because
yeah.
one thing I think Jared Leto deserves a surefire hit because all the roles he's taken as of late mostly been decisive.
Yeah.
Because we had Suicide Squad, and he
Mhm.
was one of the lower tier Joker performances.
I really liked it.
Yeah,
I didn't like Suicide Squad. That's not what I'm saying. I did
Sure,
not I did not
sure.
like it. But the world that Suicide Squad had made, the Joker felt like it fit in that world.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. Does it feel like it fits in with the Batman v Superman world? Absolutely not. Like, but the world that Suicide Squad was making and kind of this and especially the Birds of Prey film too. I feel like the Joker fits in that world, and everyone's giving him hate. Like, granted, it's not his best performance. Like,
Yeah.
it's the behind the scenes stuff makes it even worse.
Mhm.
But for everyone coming at the Joker about it, I think that it fits in the world. It's not my favorite Joker performance. It's honestly my least favorite, but I don't hate it. I don't think it's the worst thing ever. But yeah. But
Yeah,
I also think Jared Leto is pretty crazy.
probably, yeah.
But
I
yeah,
don't keep up too much with him to make that kind of
yeah.
presumption about him, but hey,
Yeah, this one I was interested in, not interested in enough to like care that it got pushed.
yeah,
It was gonna be one of those movies where it's like, oh, I have something to watch this weekend when it comes out. You know what I mean? Like it was
yes.
one of those. It wasn't one of those like oh, I'm so excited, blah blah blah. Like I'm super pumped for this because I'm not. I mean, I didn't hate Venom. I liked
Yeah.
Venom a lot more than I expected to like it, but it still didn't blow me away. And I'm not expecting, much on Sony's end. Honestly, it's
Yeah.
they.
Well, that is one thing I was going to commend Sony for is in an age where every freaking superhero movie is tied to a cinematic universe at the moment.
Yeah,
It's nice they're putting out something in their own corner, kind of
yeah,
pretty standalone that you can just kind of enjoy without knowing about 30 movies of backstory beforehand.
absolutely. I agree.
And
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
really dug Venom too. It was surprisingly very funny and entertaining and a nice light watch, surprisingly.
Yeah, surprisingly. But yeah, I wasn't too disappointed about this. Morbius was like my least favorite character. I grew up off of like the 1990s animated Spider-Man shows. Like early morning, every day before I went to school, I was watching Spider-Man, and
Right.
Morbius was one of my least favorite characters. And he doesn't. I don't know much about him just because I didn't really care. Like I significantly enjoy like I feel like Morbius is on the same level as like someone like Craven,
Mm.
and Craven to me is way more interesting than Morbius. But I mean, it looked interesting. It was actually going to tie into the MCU a little bit because they were bringing.
I was gonna interject
Yeah.
there. It does have something kind of interesting going because it's trying to tie into the MCU Spider-Man films
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
Sony co-owns both of those films right now.
Yep.
And with the appearance of Michael Keaton's what was his name?
Vulture.
Toombs.
He was
Vulture, like Victor Toombs.
Adrian Toombs.
Adrian Toombs.
I
Yeah,
think
his appearance really put the brakes on for a bit. You're watching it, and then he shows up in the trailer. Like, hold up, what's going on here?
Yeah, exactly.
So that will spice things up for better or for worse, I feel.
Definitely. I also noticed there's a shot in the trailer where there's like a picture of Spider-Man and it's like it says murderer on it.
Yes.
But the shot looks like it's from Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Oh.
And it's, I mean, I don't know what to think of that, but it's just interesting that they chose that picture because it doesn't look like Tom Holland Spider-Man at all. Because the suit actually looks real.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sure. It just goes back to what Deadpool said. These timelines are so confusing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. But even then, I'm still curious, just on the concept alone, a half man, half vampire bat superhero.
Yeah.
I go for the basic selling points on superheroes because it's easy to say, oh, it's a comic book movie, it's superhero. No, I want to focus on what's selling me on it. Like if you told me about a Hulk movie, it's a giant green monster that only gets stronger the angrier he gets. That's what you say.
Yeah, but also so that's why I think you and I were talking about this is a good idea because you're like, oh, you're like, I like the idea of a giant green rage monster, and then I'm like, oh, I like the idea of a man trying to confine this inner rage that he has, that he goes on destructive rampages and ruins his life.
Yes.
And goes into hiding and stuff. I think that's really interesting. I was waiting for you to be like talking about like, oh well, but the man inside. But then I was like, you know what?
Well, that too, yeah. But just as far as like getting me initially hooked, that's what I look for first.
Absolutely understood completely.
Yeah.
I'm not. Again, this is one that I'm not terribly disappointed in. I love the MCU. I think I'm done with it at this point though. I think I've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, like Tony Stark is dead. I don't really care anymore. Like,
perhaps the stakes have quelled a substantial amount.
Yeah, so like same thing with like Black Widow. Like I understand it's supposed to be like a prequel to not necessarily her, but a prequel to like obviously she's alive, so it's a prequel to in Endgame. So, but yeah, like I don't know. I didn't really care. I mean, that could be a good segue to go into. Honestly,
could be. Well, so. I was going down a list I made.
Okay,
not to kill your buzz or nothing, but I have my list here. It's all ranked based on how much I give a damn about the movies.
Oh, okay.
So,
gotcha.
Yeah, Black Widow will be.
You're going into least to greatest.
Yes,
smart.
Basically.
Smart.
I'm not usually like that, but I think this calls for it a little.
I think so too.
Sure. So yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. But for now, Morbius. I hope it turns out well. Hope we get to see it. I'm just fingers crossed once again.
Yeah.
Next up, Mulan, live action adaptation by Disney. It's remade from a musical into a martial arts epic, and I'm kind of excited about that.
Kind of cool with that. I love. They have some crazy wire work that it looked like they were doing in it, so I'm pretty cool with that.
Sure, yeah, and I'm on a big martial arts movie kick right now. My buddy has got me sucked into freaking Jackie Chan and Shaw Brothers movies and whatnot. So I
You've
just want
seen
to see some.
you've seen Ip Man, right?
Yeah, I saw the first two Ip Mans.
Oh, dude, there's 4.
Yeah, I'm still working through them, but yeah, those Ip Man movies are crazy cool.
They're fucking awesome.
Yes. And nice segue there because Donnie Yen plays the Emperor of China or something in
Oh,
this
I
new
didn't know. I
movie.
actually did not know that. That's tight. I fucking love Donnie Yen.
Yeah. And the other big deal with this movie, it's pushing for a lot more Asian representation for film. That's
Yeah,
commendable. That's really
yeah,
nice. Can't
absolutely.
go
I'm
wrong
cool with
there.
that.
Yeah, have story of ancient China will be factually and historically
Yeah,
correct.
exactly. Actually, in ancient China, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
granted, there's gonna be some mystic stuff going on. There's like, I imagine there's still gonna be fantasy elements, but
yeah, of course.
nothing to the extent of Mushu or nothing
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, from what I hear, the in it was Mushu was offensive in in the Chinese culture. From what I was picking up from it, that people were saying he was offensive. So, I mean, sure,
Oh,
cool. Like this is about the original. This is about the original story of Mulan, not about the Disney retelling of Mulan. This is from the folktale of Mulan. So
yes,
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I'm
me
disappointed.
too.
I wanted to see it. I hope that it gets released at some point. Um, and yeah,
Yeah, I need me some fighting. I need some fighting fixins. You know, it's
absolutely.
never a bad day watching some people getting beat up. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
never
No,
a bad day for it.
never a bad day. So all right. So next up, we got Free Guy. Nice little action comedy starring Ryan Reynolds and directed by Sean Levy, producer of Stranger Things. Yeah, basically, when I saw this movie at first, I'm just thinking, I was thought like everyone else. It's Grand Theft Auto Online, the movie. And that
Yeah,
is a neat concept. An NPC, a non-playable character becoming sentient, fighting back against players. That screams fun. I could dig that.
yeah, yeah. It seems like I'm not upset about it. I'm not I don't I saw one trailer for it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it looked like it would be fun. It looked like it's not going to be the greatest movie in the world, but it looked like it would
sure.
be fun.
Yeah,
Um,
if Ryan Reynolds wasn't as good of a marketer as he is, I
yeah,
most likely this has been throwaway type deal.
yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
Yeah, and this one didn't get pushed back too heavily. It's got a December release date now, so
Okay.
that's something going. I
Yeah,
think it was
yeah,
originally supposed to be an April release or something like that. Yeah,
that's
now
a,
it's
yeah. That
Christmas
it's
movie.
from what I hear. Theaters are planning to open up at the end of August. That's their goal. End of August is when theaters are going to be opening back up. So,
Yeah, yeah. Let's
uh,
hope that with some comfortable security measures.
yeah, absolutely. So,
Yeah. So yeah,
yeah,
but yeah, Free Guy. Uh, could be funny. Who
could
nobody
be,
knows.
could be a good time. Could be a good time.
Yeah. Next up, we got Greyhound. It's a World War II movie written by Tom Hanks, starring him.
Oh, written
Details.
by Tom Hanks.
Yeah, yeah, and it
Oh,
details the naval battles of the Atlantic in 1942 when the American ships were engaging with the German Navy and so forth.
gotcha.
Yeah, Tom Hanks war movie or just Tom Hanks period film can't
Boom.
really go wrong there. Private
Yep.
Ryan, Bridge of Spies, you know.
Yep. Not upset.
No. Uh
No.
this was originally supposed to come out in June, but has been released since on Apple TV as a streaming
Yeah.
exclusive.
Yeah.
That part bums me out because I don't have Apple TV.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see the need for Apple TV.
Mhm.
It's I don't know. It's it's just another streaming site. Like it's getting it's getting it's getting kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, we don't need 1,000 different streaming platforms. This is what's bugging me most of all, on top
Yeah.
of lack of quality films or shows coming out for said platforms most of the
Exactly.
time. Yeah, it's becoming crazy. We're just repeating ourselves again. People wanted to get away from streaming to avoid cable bills and whatnot. And what goes on now? Everyone makes their own streaming platform so that combined they could charge just as much as cable,
Yeah, if not more.
if not more. And it's crazy. And all the studios are making exclusive deals with these platforms. HBO
Yeah.
Max gets Friends for however many long years. Netflix paid for Friends for another couple years, like millions just to air it on their site.
Friends is not
Basically,
that good. Friends
was
is
that
not that good.
well, it's good, but it's crazy how much people are putting on a pedestal right
That's
now.
what I'm saying. It's fucking it's just okay. Like, I'm sorry,
Mhm.
How I Met Your Mother, way better.
Sure. I mean, it's also kind of a nostalgia thing because I was a 90s kid, and my family loved watching Friends every other night. And yeah, it is a funny show. It's got charm to it. You
Yeah,
could probably
it definitely does. It's got some charm to it. It's got some it's got a little bit of it's I don't know. I long story short, I don't care. I'm
yeah.
I I'll probably check this movie out eventually. I know people that have that that have Apple TV. Talking about Greyhound. Um,
Mhm.
I yeah, it's disappointing that it's not on something like Hulu or Netflix where a wide majority of people have it,
Yeah.
but or Amazon Prime or something like that. Like, and I get posting it to a thing that doesn't have that many people, hoping that people will come and subscribe to it to watch it, but it's just going to end up with not as many people watching it because it really wasn't marketed either.
Pretty
You know?
much, yeah. I don't think because it didn't have time to market, I think. Because
Yeah,
we had trailers come out, and then coronavirus really took hold of the world by
absolutely.
then, so they couldn't do anything more. That's when all the studios decided to shut down everything.
Yeah. So
So that's a dang shame. Yeah, the movie itself, I'm sure it'll be good. I'm not quite so bummed out. What bummed me out most was the exclusivity of its availability.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it
So
could be a while before I watch this one. As much as I like Tom Hanks war movies, of which there are
yep,
few, but great examples of.
yeah.
Next down the list is the horror movie Antlers. It's a creature feature produced by Guillermo del Toro.
Oh,
The,
I've never heard of
yeah,
it.
I know. Yeah, it's kind of it feels very when you watch the trailer, it feels very Del Toro as far
Mm,
as what he's produced. Young
love it.
kid, strange monster connects with dark atmosphere. I'm digging it. Um,
Cool.
if I find out more about it, I'm pretty sure I would go and see this one. And me, I love me some movie monsters. If you can give me a really
Yeah,
creative one and maybe take me on a whirlwind of a story, then yeah, of
exactly.
course I'll go see it.
Pretty much Del Toro creature feature. I'm cool. I'm there.
Yeah,
Um, so I'll, but I didn't know anything about this, and I don't know anything about it now. It's the first time hearing of it, so I'm not disappointed because I didn't know anything. But now I'm going to keep my eyes out and keep my ears open to hear more about it, and when it eventually is going to be released.
absolutely. Let's do it. Okay, and next up is Monster Hunter, the video game adaptation directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, starring Mila Jovovich. Tell me if that sounds like a recipe for success.
No,
No, it doesn't. So yeah,
not so.
it's got things working against it right off the bat because
It's a
Paul
video.
Anderson. It's a video game movie. Even though they're getting better, it's still a video game movie.
Definitely.
Paul W.S. Anderson, his track record is not the greatest. He's made a couple really good films, stuff like Event Horizon or the first Mortal Kombat movie, which is arguably his best video game movie.
The first Mortal Kombat movie was sweet.
Yeah,
It
pretty
was
dope.
it was sweet, very sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. And I even like some parts of Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah, I didn't mind it, Alien vs Predator at all when I was a
Yeah,
kid. I haven't seen it recently, but yeah.
yeah. But I don't know. I'm new to Monster Hunter. I played Monster Hunter World a year or so back. I was really loving it because it's devoted to monsters. It's Capcom produced JRPG stuff. It's got the wicked charms.
Yeah,
And I would love
I'm not a big fan of the Monster Hunter games. I have friends who are a big fan of them. I don't really know how they could make a movie out of it, other than making it kind of like how the Resident Evil films are.
Yeah.
And diverting almost entirely from the source material. But I mean, I'm not excited for this, and I don't really care about it at all. I probably won't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm holding caution on this one because the property has a lot of potentials for a badass fantasy action movie. It's got giant monsters, over the top weapons, and just this lush world of flora and fauna and
Yeah.
so forth. And but yeah, it's still this director and putting his wife in the starring role again. It's not looking too good. But on the
Yeah.
plus side, we got Tony Jaa in the supporting cast, a really
Absolutely.
awesome martial arts actor. So yeah. Oh,
He's
okay.
he was from um
Ong Bak.
yeah, he was from the Raid, right?
No. Tony Jaa's movie was Ong Bak, which is Muay Thai, Vietnamese
Oh,
martial
yeah,
arts.
that's right. Okay.
No, yeah, you're thinking of Eco.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking of the name, and then the faces got mixed around and swapped for me. But now I totally see what you're saying.
Gotcha. So
But
I'm mixed. I really hope this is good. This better
I
be good.
I don't care. I hope it's good for you. I hope that you enjoy it.
Yeah, sure. Okay, next up is The King's Man, the third Kingsman movie and the prequel to the whole shebang storyline. Yeah, Kingsman: The Secret Service was a very fun action movie when I
Absolutely.
saw it. And I would more than happy look at it again because
Oh
it's
yeah.
that
Sure.
good. Matthew
It's very
Vaughn, that crazy. Yes, I didn't see the second one though, but I hear mixed things about that one. However,
it's okay. Like it's not nearly as good as the first one.
mm-hmm.
Uh, and I mean, it's fun. Like it's a
Mm-hmm.
fun movie, but it's not like wow, this was surprisingly pretty spectacular, like how the first Kingsman was.
Right.
So it's got kick-ass syndrome where first one was great, so they're like, all right, this is going to make a bunch of money, so let's go to the second one, and the second one is just rehashing of the first one, but not as good. It's got sequelitis,
Yeah.
but it's I would say that it's better than Kick-Ass 2. It's hard to do, so
Sure.
but
But this one we got Matthew Vaughn back again,
mm,
and so that shows some promise right away. And it's a revisionist history of World War I spy movie, and
yeah,
I like what it has putting out as far as the trailer goes. All that Great War spy tech they come up with, just something
yeah,
as simple as putting a flashlight on a handgun. It looks so tactile and archaic, but cool.
absolutely. It also it's weird. It seems like they're going more of a serious route and taking away the comedy aspect of it.
Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah.
And that's a little off-putting for me because a lot of Kingsman is not only is it crazy action packed and gory and violent and just mayhem, but it's also hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a little bit of I'm a little thrown off by that, but my dad's a big fan of the Kingsman series, so I'd probably this is one you take the old man to, and you go to the Cinnabar and you have a couple drinks in you, and it's probably a good time.
Oh, absolutely. I'd buy that.
Yeah,
I'd buy that for $1.
absolutely.
Yeah. This one's got a September release date now, as I
Okay,
understand it. That's the last
not
time I looked at it.
far away. Month and a half.
Yeah. Let me just look at it real quick. The Kingsman, September 18th this year. Okay, yeah. So it's looking pretty good. Hopefully we could stay the course. Or if our virus containment stays the course, then we can enjoy this one when the fall happens.
Absolutely. Hopefully.
Hopefully. This is the key word here. Keep a tally, audience.
Yeah. Hopefully.
The next movie is Jungle Cruise, starring Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt, based off the Walt Disney ride. I was really excited for this one, actually. I think I rode Jungle Cruise when I was a very, very small child when I went to Disneyland. And so when I hear Jungle Cruise, even though I don't remember, I just kind of have these, it's like the subconscious memories sort of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
And also, The Rock's on kind of a roll right now. And
absolutely.
yeah, I dug a lot of the movies he put out lately, like San Andreas and Rampage. They're very fun, if a little more basic as far as popcorn entertainment. But I
Yeah,
like basic. I can dig it. And also, I like me a good jungle adventure. We're trekking through the woods. We're pushing bushes out of the way. We're fighting off animals, flowing down the
yeah,
river.
yeah. I can get down with it. I love The Rock. He makes literally any movie better,
Pretty much.
just by being in it.
Uh-huh.
And so I don't I this one I watched one trailer for and I'm like, okay, this looks like it's gonna be dumb, but it's gonna have The Rock in it, so at least it's gonna be a little fun, if not
Yeah.
hilarious, because he's a hilarious dude. Um, I don't think I've went on the Jungle Cruise before. I've only been to Disneyland twice. I don't even
Yeah.
know if it's at Disneyland or if it's at Disney World, but whatever it is, I've never been on it, so I'm not if I don't see it, I'm not disappointed. If I do see it and I enjoy it, then cool. If I do see it and I'm disappointed, I don't really care. So,
Sure. And if it
but yeah,
does turn out bad, I don't know. I could just watch The African Queen again, which this movie which this movie is putting a more whimsical spin on that formula. The African Queen with Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn. It's a classic. You should check it out, Chase.
I definitely will. Yeah,
Yeah. And also Emily Blunt. She's equally as charming.
she's fantastic.
Absolutely. So
Very
yeah.
good.
Yeah, let's pray for this one. Next year, it's a next year release now. So
Okay.
yeah, I got time. We got
Yeah.
all the time in the world.
Yeah. Whatever. Sure. Especially
Yeah.
if this virus doesn't go away, we got another quarantine coming. So, pushes again, we got even more time.
Good Lord above.
Yeah. So.
Coming up next down the line is First Cow. This one was released on streaming. Canceled theatrical release. Went straight to video on demand. This one I found out late in the game because again, it's an independent movie, of course. That's one reason. Victor had to tell me about this one at some point, and then once I looked it up, I got pretty interested because it's sort of a western. This guy is traveling the Oregon Territory. He wants to. It looks like he's starting a farm or something, or he's going through all these different settlements, and he's got this cow with him. It looked like it could be really good, like old school frontier adventure, and that deep storytelling that goes with it.
Yeah, I've never heard of this before. Never heard of that one before. But I mean,
Sure.
I like really obscure movies, so I probably would be down for it.
Yeah.
I'll keep my ears open and my eyes watching to see if anything comes up about it, and yeah, maybe I'll check it out.
Yes. I'm down to rent this for sure because it looks like a winner. I'll be waiting. And now, previously on Marvel Talk, now we got the Black Widow, the MCU's next in line, it's kicking off the Phase 4 of their cinematic universe. So
Yeah,
it's about time this movie got made.
yeah. Honestly,
I wasn't asking for a Captain Marvel movie. Let's be honest here. I would have minded a spy movie with Black Widow. That's totally what I wanted.
yeah, yeah. I'd be down for that.
Yeah,
I
good.
I'm so my biggest thing is I'm not, like I said, I'm kind of checked out of Marvel movies. I'm excited for the Eternals, and I'm excited for Doctor Strange. But
Yeah,
that's about it. I'm not really. I mean, of course, I'm going to go see all of them
yeah.
because it's something to do. I love going to see movies, and
And they are,
So
and they put out reliably entertaining films. Even their
yeah,
weakest ones have got something.
absolutely. But the main reason why is I made a bet with one of my coworkers, and they're like, I bet that Birds of Prey is going to make more money than after it's gone through its theater cycle than Black Widow. And I'm like, you've lost your damn mind. There's no way that's going to happen. and goddamn Birds of Prey came out before Corona hit and shut everything down, and and Black Widow got fucking pushed. And so technically I lost the bet because it make more money. It made literally millions more money than it did. And I'm kind of salty about it, but you
need a part two of that bet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I need to wait until let's wait until it was like a $50 bet, so like not too bad, but $50 is $50, man. So
yeah, double or nothing. No inflation. Black Widow outdoes Birds of Prey box office run.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm not I'm a fan of the MCU. Like I said, I think I'm done with it, but I'm, I guess, more disappointed about my $50 than this movie being delayed.
Sure, but still, yeah. Let's let this Black Widow represent the rest of the MCU that got pushed back because of this. Like you said, we had Doctor Strange 2, we had the Eternals, even the Blade reboot. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali is amazing.
Just give me him, blood-soaked violence, martial arts. Give it up.
I'm all for it. But yeah, I think Black Widow represents more than just the Black Widow movie. I think it's also, if Black Widow is being delayed, that means every single movie that was going to be coming after it is now also delayed. But we also can't talk about Black Widow and not bring up the fact that it's not the first female-led Marvel movie, but it really should have been the first female-led Marvel movie.
It probably should have, yeah.
It should have been first. Scarlett Johansson is great in the role. I wasn't the biggest fan of Captain Marvel. I liked the world of it. I'm not a big Brie Larson fan in this. I loved her in Scott Pilgrim.
I loved her in Kong Skull Island even.
Yeah, she was even good in Kong Skull Island, yeah. But I think Black Widow should have been made like 8 years ago. Definitely. And then I think that would have been fine. I think we should have gotten a Black Widow movie instead of maybe Iron Man 3. So,
well, hold on now. I'd take Iron Man 3 over Thor: The Dark World.
I would agree. I would agree with that. Yeah. So yeah, maybe instead of Thor: The Dark World, we got this, and then Thor: Ragnarok could have been number 2.
Oh, that would have been if that was Thor number 2, that would have been even better.
Yeah, because Thor's gonna be the first like single hero to get 4 movies.
Yeah.
Because they're making
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder, yeah. So
Taika Waititi coming back. It just sounds like fun.
It's so goddamn good. I love Taika Waititi.
I do too.
He directed an episode of The Mandalorian, which was pretty damn good.
Freaking A, yeah.
Pretty good.
So the Black Widow movie represents a whole lot more than just its own parts. And that's definitely where the extra sadness comes in, that it's not getting released right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a Disney property, and they've said they don't know when they're gonna release it. So who the heck knows when we'll see it? I hope we get to see it because it's about time we got one of our favorite heroes her due credit as far as a solo movie.
Absolutely. I think Disney's trying to play it safe right now and not give a definite time so that something like the New Mutants happens, which we'll talk about later, where they keep on saying a date and then delaying it, and then 4 years later we still don't have a fucking movie. I think they're being safe now, and like, when this virus dies down, then maybe we'll start given more exact numbers or days when when we expect this to be released. I think that's the route they're taking, which is probably smart.
Sure, yeah. You said Disney's playing it safe right now. Just right now? You don't mean their whole modern
Yeah,
career?
exactly.
But I digress. So, yeah, that's that. The next one up is Halloween Kills, the sequel to the 2018 direct sequel, Halloween, direct sequel
Yeah,
into John Carpenter's Halloween.
I never saw that one. I never saw. I'm not a big Michael Myers fan. Um,
Mm,
I'm
yeah.
not a big horror fan, honestly. I don't watch a lot of horror movies. I would like to, I think. But yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't see the remake. I think I want to, but I just haven't gotten
don't
around.
see the remake. Don't see the remake unless it's pretty trashy. Unless we're talking the Rob Zombie remake.
Sorry. Not the remake. I'm talking about the one that came out in 2018.
Yeah, the sequel,
The
the
sequel. Yeah.
direct sequel. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I'd say yeah, Halloween. I think if you're just starting out with horror, that's a good series to go with
Okay.
because the John Carpenter original, it's a very tasteful slasher movie compared to what came after it. It goes
Nice.
for old school suspense over violence and gore. The way he uses Michael Myers and how he basically ninjas his way and stalks his victims.
Yeah.
It's very creepy and unsettling. And that music too is iconic.
Oh yeah.
And also Halloween was a very important movie for me. It was one of the first real horror movies I saw as a child. I had nightmares after I watched it. And it's only fascinated me since then because I would refuse to look in that movie's direction whenever I saw it. So, and then I finally embraced it. I started loving it a lot more. And then I
Yeah.
tracked down the sequels, and the sequels, horror sequels, they vary, ups and downs. And then comes this 2018 movie. It ignores everything except the original movie. And I love the route it took. It did a lot of neat things with examining traumatic events and sort of taking back your your trauma. Trauma is the key word there. Jamie Lee Curtis will tell you. It was a very solid modern slasher movie that got back to what made the first movie really effective. Not perfect, but easily the best sequel in the series.
Nice.
Yeah, and now we got this one, which look they released a teaser trailer for it recently, along with an announcement. We're pushing it to next year's Halloween season.
That's probably
And it's gonna directly follow up the 2018 movie. We're gonna Michael's back on the loose again. It sounds like we're gonna see some old characters from the first movie as grown-ups, which would be really neat. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It's a shame I have to wait another year for it, but we got to be safe. We got to be smart about these things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm since I didn't see the original or not the since I haven't seen the previous film, I probably won't see this one until I see the other one. And I don't know when that's going to be, but yeah, I heard it was good. And for that, I hope the people that enjoyed it get to see it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Now we got Ghostbusters Afterlife, another direct continuation of a movie from 30 years ago, even though we had a recent one that we do not acknowledge because it was a bunch of trash.
Understood. I haven't seen any Ghostbusters movies.
Oh man, you're missing out. I think Ghostbusters is one of the funniest movies ever, I think. And it's not just a funny movie. The first film is a lot more serious than people like to say it is, because it does go for the creep outs, but its characters just have a lot of witty remarks going around. And yeah, it perfectly balances the horror, the sci-fi, the comedy of it all. It's such a likable movie. And it's just so memorable. Everything about it, like you got like the proton packs, Slimers, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, the Venkman.
Yeah, I might have seen this growing up, but I've never I don't think I've seen it. I
Mhm.
like Finn Wolfhard a lot. I know that
Yes.
he's in it. I think he's a really talented young man, and I think he's going to do very, very, very good things with his career.
Yes.
So yeah, sure, I'm down for it. I probably would see it. I probably would watch the there's 3 right before this.
Well,
Other
yeah.
than
So yeah, Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, and then you had the Paul Feig female starring remake.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, this Afterlife is a direct continuation of Ghostbusters 2. It looks like it's not going to even acknowledge the remake, which I think is pretty smart. Call me
Yeah,
sexist, but that remake had nothing to offer, I felt. It just rehashed everything, and the comedy wasn't as great as before. But this
under,
movie, it looks like they're doing it right. They're paying proper tribute to the original Ghostbusters, setting up a new generation, and they're going back to a more serious tone mixed in with the humor. The humor doesn't drive the plot. The suspense and the mystery will. And if it goes like that, then I'll be very happy with it.
yeah, cool. Well, I hope for you that you enjoy it.
Yes, thank
I
you.
hope that I get around to watching Ghostbusters eventually. There's so many classics that I have not seen that I think I might be doing over this time um, of quarantine. I did actually watch a couple classics. I saw the first Alien. Uh,
Yeah.
Never seen that. I saw it and I loved it. I watched Terminator, which we talked about. Wasn't a big
Yeah.
fan of it, but I respect it. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so there's some movies that I need to get to watching, but yeah. So
Yeah,
I
just keep on hunting, man.
yeah, I hope I get around to watching this one.
Great, man. Great. And now, this is one of the bigger kahunas right now. It's No Time to Die, the latest James Bond adventure.
Yes.
Supposed to come out in April. Now it's got a November date.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ah,
I November it seems more accurate because I think this was the only James Bond movie that didn't come out in November, honestly. I think if that's the way that if I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure that's the way that it's gone. Every James Bond of at least of the Craig generation has come out in November.
I'd
I remember
say that's about right. Yeah.
someone hearing about someone saying that. But which so I'm cool with a tradition like that. Um, I was really looking forward to this. It was supposed to come out 2 weeks before or it was coming out 2 weeks after when quarantine first started, at least in Washington State.
Yes,
Um, and so I was really disappointed because that one was really close to coming out,
it
and I
really
was
was.
super excited to see it. And then yeah, and then nothing happened, and I totally forgot it was even being made. I forgot about so many movies because I just haven't had, you know, haven't
Yeah,
had, I haven't been able to see any of them.
so sad. Just everything just dropped. Everyone just dropped everything, and they had to start being safe. That's not a bad thing, being safe, but the priority shift from a certain point of view is kind of depressing because
Yeah,
it's like when you know a nuclear bomb is about to strike, you just have to drop everything and run for cover, and then
yeah,
you leave behind your big wheel, your lawnmower,
yeah.
your fancy new car,
Fucking
gone.
cat.
Your cat, they're
Yeah,
gone. They're all
yeah.
gone, man.
Damn hamsters, fish. You
Yes,
know,
it's the hamster's fault. It's
yeah.
all the hamster's fault.
That's what Corona's been pretty much. Has been a damn. You escape, but you leave behind a bunch of treasures like these movies.
Absolutely. Yeah,
That's how that's how I felt about this one.
me too. This one looks to be a pretty good Bond movie. Craig's Bond run has been admittedly mixed, but mostly entertaining, I would say. Because Skyfall and Casino Royale, those are the obvious ones. They're the
I love
masterpieces.
I love all of them. I don't even mind Quantum of Solace, and I don't even mind Spectre. Like I think Craig as James Bond, he is fine. I think it's the direction and how the story is written that decides on how the movie will turn out. Because
Oh yes.
Obviously, Skyfall is, in my opinion, the best James Bond movie. Just plain outright
Ever.
it is so fantastic, and
Mm-hmm.
it also helps that my boy Roger Deakins was cinematographer behind it. So it's not only amazing, but it's also beautifully shot.
Yeah.
And so
It's got a meaty story. It's got great characters, awesome action sequences.
awesome action sequences and beautiful camera. And
Yes. Yes.
so
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm a big fan of Daniel Craig, James Bond,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was disappointed that this one got pushed, but I'm excited to see it. If it comes out in November, I'm there and I'm seeing it.
Yeah. I've been a James Bond fan since I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
GoldenEye was my first one. I still rank that as the best Bond film ever.
Nice.
Yeah, and I've subsequently over the years been watching more and more of them. Yeah, the Connery's the classic. Lazenby, no one likes to talk about, unfortunately, but he was a good Bond. I liked him as Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Moore was the clown. He wasn't bad though. He put a more humoristic touch on the character. And then Timothy Dalton was the original serious Bond. He laid the groundwork for what Daniel Craig would do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
I think Pierce Brosnan had kind of like the goofy. He was kind of it was serious, but still kind of had this like lighthearted aspect to it.
well, I was just
Yeah,
gonna say Brosnan was an amalgamation of all of them because
yeah,
he had the looks, he had the humor, and when he got serious, it was very effective.
yeah. I'm curious on who they're gonna have play Bond after Daniel Craig because there was talk that Idris Elba was gonna do it, and
Yeah.
that would be fucking incredible. I
Mm-hmm.
would be so down for Idris Elba. They were talking about making James Bond a female, which I'm like, I know why. Like
I don't
why?
know why either.
Like I'm fine with him being like a black man. I'm totally fine with that. But like I don't know why. Just make a new character. Like you don't need
That's what I was gonna say.
make a new spy. Make it in the universe of James Bond world,
Yeah,
and
make her
make
008 or something.
exactly some bullshit like that. Like I would be totally fine with that. But you don't need to make James Bond a female.
Uh-huh.
That would make no sense. It's
Yeah.
you know, so
It,
like
it's
I
a
yeah
it's a long-standing character, and it doesn't require changing
no
in that way. This reminds me
no
of when they wanted Captain America and Bucky to be a gay couple. There's nothing wrong with gay characters,
no not at
but
all.
they come from a source material though, and you can't.
Yeah, which
And
I mean
yeah,
I'm fine with making like this is different than the source material. I get that, but
mhm.
like why can't you make just new characters and make them
Yeah.
and then make that like why I don't know why you would. I don't know. This could be totally differing opinions than everyone else listening, but
Oh
that's
sure, yeah.
my opinion. Is that if I think you
I don't like. Well, here's the thing. I don't see it from my point of view. I don't see it quite as I see it more of as like everyone's clamoring for originality. Everyone's always clamoring for originality. Given
absolutely
we're getting all these sequels and
yeah
remakes and
yeah
adaptations, we're more than we're over the brim with overload at this point.
yeah.
So some originality would be great. Make a new female British spy that fits
Yeah,
in with the 007 universe.
I would be totally fine with that, and have it be essentially a female 007, but have it be not James Bond. Have it be
Yeah.
like have something that I understand. They're like, well, I want something that girls
Yep.
growing up they can look and be, I can be this action star. I can do this, and it's like
Yes.
then give them that, and then but
Yeah.
just make their like introduce a female character. Like if they wanted to like stop doing James Bond for a while and they introduced a female character in this movie who is like a spy and she's really badass and they start going with her instead, I'd be cool with that.
Mhm.
I'd be totally
Yeah.
fine with that.
I
Just
hope I hope
Yeah,
that's what Anna de Armas's character is, because
I
I
hope
wouldn't
so.
mind watching a series with her.
Yeah, absolutely not. She is gorgeous, but she's also super talented.
Yes.
And
Oh
yeah,
man.
so I would be totally fine. I would love to see Idris Elba as James Bond. I don't
Yeah.
know who they could have replace Daniel Craig, because in my opinion, I think that he's just the fucking greatest. But
Uh-huh.
I think that I think Idris Elba would do a great job. I know that they'd have to choose someone British. Like that's
People
just
were saying Tom
like
Hiddleston at some point.
Tom Hiddle. Oh, I guess I could see that. That would be
Yes.
cool, interesting.
Yeah.
I
You gotta
suppose
get. Yeah.
I
It's.
have to
I would
bulk up.
imagine you need a younger man. As
Yeah,
great as Idris Elba is, you need a younger man for this part.
exactly. I mean, unless they did an old man version of it, where he's
Yeah.
like, Idris Elba's not an old man. I think the dude's
No. No.
in like early 50s, maybe mid 40s. You
Sure,
know,
but Roger Moore was in his mid-50s by the time he ended his role, and by then it looked questionable having him
yeah.
around that long.
If he's playing a younger character, but if he's supposed to be playing like a matured James Bond, that I
Yeah.
would be I would be totally cool with that. But we should probably move on.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah,
I got 5 more movies to talk about here.
yeah.
We've covered. This one I'm really sore about, especially after revisiting the first one lately. It's A Quiet Place Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
John Krasinski's horror thriller about monsters that hunt by sound. It's like Tremors but without the laughs.
Yes.
And this sequel picks up directly after the first movie, where the monsters are still at large. We're off the farm, and new characters and the like, but the same amount of unbridled tension.
Yep.
Ugh. Supposed to be a March release. Now I think it's still currently a September release. Nope, I was totally wrong. April 23rd, 2021.
Eh,
Oh, jeez. I love the first A Quiet Place
the first
with
one was great.
with all of my heart. Good
Yeah, it's
lord.
very good.
Yeah,
I uh,
I had the
I
strangest relationship with it at one point. So it got announced. I saw the trailer. I'm thinking, cool, I might go see this. But I'm also kind of a wimp when I have to go see a horror movie in a theater. And most
yeah,
time I just let it pass by. And like, I'll
yep.
catch it on video. But no, the hype was building up around this one. It was breaking box office records. All my friends were seeing it. And it was like, okay, I gotta see this. And I never did. And that's one of my, as far as my movie going experience, not seeing the first Quiet Place in a theater is one of my biggest regrets. Because that was made for a theater. That was made for you to sit uncomfortably in your chair in the pitch black and just watching these characters just barely evading these really vicious creatures. They're just inches away from getting ripped apart. And on top of that, it's a very emotional storyline
Oh,
about
definitely.
family and loss and so forth. Who could
Yeah.
have expected it? And
Dang
all
old Tom Krasinski.
yeah, from the Jim Halpert of all people.
I think so. What I find interesting is that if people who know me know, and this is going to go deep a little bit, but I have a very very strong disliking towards Michael Bay. I think
Ah,
he is a horrible director. I think that he's horrible to
crew.
his crew and to his post production team, and he's literally doing this for money. And I think that's fucked up. But hey, I gotta respect the grind, so I guess I see him on that. But John Krasinski was in a Michael Bay film, was in one Michael Bay film, and it was super forgettable. I don't even know the name of it,
13
but
hours?
13 hours, yes.
That was a good movie. That was a good one, actually.
I will never ever I will die before you hear me say, "Oh, this who was this directed by? Michael Bay? Oh, that was a good movie." I will die before that happens.
There's a couple I would recommend you check out
I
because
I
he, he, he
I
does
can't.
mostly put out crap, I'll admit that. Mostly his Transformers catalog, but there's some like The Rock, which is really good, a very good 90s action movie. And 13 Hours showed a lot more maturity than his last war movie. Here's the thing. When he's got lower budgets and not as many resources to work with, he could pull out a pretty good film. It's just
I'm
when he gets too much money, he
Yeah.
gets really excessive, and it's just not right.
And that's the part that's fucked up, is that if you are able to make decent movies for a lower budget, and then you get this huge amount of money, and then you start treating your crew and treating your post-production team who is making your giant robots fight each other, and you want them to have giant fucking balls, and you're treating them like
Yeah.
garbage,
That's
you should no longer be able to make movies. If you cannot treat the people that are creating your movies with respect, then you do not deserve to be doing this.
it's
And
not a good look.
that is my biggest problem. And I hope that he learns from his mistakes, and I hope that he turns his career around and he starts respecting people, and I will, if I could be offered $1 million to work for Michael Bay, and I will turn it down because I have more respect for myself than that. But where I was going with this, John Krasinski worked on you said 13 Hours, what was it called?
Yes.
He worked on that movie. He was the main in that movie. Here's what I think happened. John Krasinski was like, "Hey, Michael, I actually have this idea for a film I'm working on, and you being Michael Bay and having all this damn money, or not necessarily all this money, but having a way to make a shitload of money at the box office. How about you help me produce this movie?" And John Krasinski is like, "I'm going to write it and I'm going to direct it, but I want to give you executive producer rights. So you can market it the way that you want to market it, and then I can direct it and make the film that I want to make." And then he's like, "Oh well, I guess that's cool." And then John Krasinski swindles Michael Bay into making a dramatic thriller about a small family trying to survive a
an apocalypse.
an apocalyptic situation, but not have it be explosions and gore and all this death, but have it be an intimate interaction between these family members and the outside world and how they're adapting to it. And I think he did an amazing job.
Absolutely.
And I hope that's how the story went. If it's not, I'm going to pretend like it was.
I put money on that in
So,
some form. Yeah. I mean, sure, yeah. If you work with a filmmaker that rakes in the dough like that, of course you're gonna ask for help if you want to pursue a passion project.
yeah. So, but yeah.
So yeah, the first Quiet Place is a lot more intimate than you'd expect, even with Bay producing it.
Yeah.
It's more like a Western, honestly.
Absolutely. I was surprised that Michael Bay produced it, and then I got to think, and I'm like, oh shit, John Krasinski did that Michael Bay movie last summer. He definitely this is how this happened. I can see it now.
Yeah.
And then I think
And then
that's
then they did the Jack Ryan series, which was pretty neat.
Oh, he did it. Oh, maybe I didn't know that Michael Bay did those. I never saw them.
Yeah,
but
it's good. The season 1 of Jack Ryan, I remember being really great, in line with some of the other Jack Ryan movies that I saw. I haven't seen much of season 2 yet, but it was shaping up to be pretty good. So take that what it's worth.
Nice.
But yeah, now we got Quiet Place Part 2. It's still got the intensity. We have some new characters. It'll even show day 1 of the attack and whatnot. And that holds just a lot of prospect, I feel.
Yeah.
So, now I gotta wait more months. I just found out. This is ridiculous. If we can, I'm thinking there might not be quite as much emotional intimacy, or won't be quite at the same emotional heights, but we'll still get. It looks like everyone's taking it seriously. They're gonna expand on the world, and we'll still get plenty of tension out of it.
Yeah, definitely. So, but yeah.
Moving on from that, this one was supposed to be out in July or June or something. Now it's also got a December release. It's Top Gun Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
I love Top Gun. Top Gun I watched all the time growing up. It's just one of the coolest fucking 80s movies you could watch. It's so
It's
awesome.
pretty damn fun.
Yeah, fighter jets, rock and roll, one-liners, Kenny
It's
Loggins.
Kenny fucking Loggins. It's pretty good. So I was excited about this because I like Miles Teller a lot,
Yeah,
and
he's done this one.
Tom Cruise is a Miles Teller plays Goose's son.
Oh, I didn't know that. What?
Yeah, if you haven't seen the first movie, anyone watching this, I'm sorry, it's been out for 30 years now. Goose was Maverick's old partner, but in a freak accident, Goose dies and leaves behind a widowed wife and now a fatherless child. And that child has now joined the Top Gun program where Maverick is the instructor, I believe.
Yeah,
My only question about this is, when does this take place? Because if it takes place in current day, Goose's son is going to be way too old for this program.
Well, he looked like he was 5 years old or something in 1986.
But that would be even worse if he was 5 years old. Because so that movie came out in 84, right?
86.
Okay, so Top Gun came out in 86. So kid was born in 1980. That's fine, right? We'll do that. Kid was born in 1980. So now he's 6 years old in that. 86. And then 2020 divided by minus 1986. That is 34 years old. That's pretty fucking old to be to be in the Top Gun program. Because
is there a minimum age? You have to be in the Top Gun program?
I don't think so, but I'm pretty sure that Tom Cruise or Maverick was only like in his mid 20s at the time, mid or late 20s, because he was this young hotshot. Like, so I mean, if they talk about it and they go, he's a little old for this, then I'm satisfied. But I've been thinking about, ever since I saw the first one recently, I was like, how the fuck are they going to make a sequel to this without making it, like, if it took place in like 2010 and the guy's 24 years old, cool, I'm sold. Sounds good. But 2020.
Well, I was going to say, so I had a feeling maybe Goose's son would factor into this next movie a lot, because Goose meant a lot to Maverick in that first film.
Yeah.
But now that I know he's going to be in the main cast,
he's the main character besides Maverick.
Okay, but it's all right. So yeah, that gets me even more excited. On top of that, they've been talking about a sequel for years, and now it's finally getting done. Yeah. It's gonna be modern day, a new generation of pilots, and I love they're playing up that Maverick is one of the last pilots to see aerial combat, so he's gonna pass on his wisdom and whatnot in the event there is another conflict.
Yeah.
And it looks like it has the same energy as the old one. It's gonna have a very competitive spirit. And so forth. If you think about it, Top Gun was more of a sports movie than an action movie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That explains all the
structured like it was like it was structured like it was like a football film.
Exactly.
Or like boxing or something.
Yeah, no points for second place and the like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got Joseph Kosinski on directing. He's a reliable director, I feel, because we got Tron Legacy, which has gotten a bit of a cult following, just like the first movie.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, and also Only the Brave, which is probably the best firefighter movie you'll ever watch. It's so great. And even Oblivion has its moments.
Yeah, Oblivion I've actually never seen. I would say Oblivion and Elysium. Or not Elysium?
Yeah, with Matt Damon.
With Matt Damon, yeah. I get those two mixed up for some reason.
Interesting.
But yeah.
The fighter jet footage looks insane, as always. Real fighter jets, Tom Cruise flying a real fighter jet.
Yep. This dude's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is insane.
Hard climbs, barrel rolls. I feel it now. I can feel my balls getting bigger just talking about it.
Yeah, Tom Cruise's crazy Scientology ass. I love watching him in movies, dude.
Absolutely.
He's so fun, and I'm a fan of his movies. I don't believe in Scientology at all. I think it's crazy and culty, but
Yeah,
whatever. But
yeah,
do what
it,
you
it-
want to do. But
yeah. It's good. He's still a decent showman. He's got that going for him.
absolutely, he didn't fade away like John Travolta
Oh, oh man.
into Scientology.
Yeah, he didn't do the fanatic. Thank God.
No, so
God. Oh
yeah.
man.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, me
I'm,
too.
I'm a fan of Top Gun. I think it's a fun movie. It's goofy and it doesn't take itself too seriously.
No.
And Goose was the best part of Top Gun in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah, dude.
Um,
Anthony Edwards is such an underrated actor. If I could
so
just speak freely here.
yeah, I'm excited. Miles Teller has the absolute acting chops to be able to pull off Goose's son. Because he kind of had if you're looking at Goose and you look at Miles Teller's normal
Yeah.
type of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it's right up his alley. So
Sure. Yeah.
uh,
I mean, I saw a little mustache on him in the trailer. And
yeah,
I was thinking, okay, maybe there's a chance. There's kind
yep,
of a chance.
yep. So
And
I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see when this bad boy comes out.
yeah, December. Let's hope it keeps
Yeah, let's hope
December.
so. Yeah.
All right. Now we got this one's been fighting hard. This one's fighting hard to get released. It's
Um,
Tenet. This one's Tenet.
Tenant.
Christopher Nolan is some kind of weirdo spy espionage movie.
It seems super interesting.
It really does. Just as interesting as how many times it tried to set a release date. First it was July, and then it was late July, and then it was August, and then pulled indefinitely, and now we got a September release date.
Nice. September's not too far away. I'll take it.
Sure.
I
Hopefully. Again,
I
hopefully we have some good procedures in play to go
yep.
back
Hopefully.
into the theater.
It's all up to you guys. By the it's up to us, and it's up to us whether we want these movies to come out. So if you
Wear your
really care
masks,
about seeing
wash
these
your
movies,
hands.
exactly, wear your fucking masks. It's not that big of a deal. It's really not. But yes, I'm excited for this. It looks super weird and
Yeah.
mind bending. It makes me want to. I've only seen Inception once, and
Huh.
I saw it when I was like 13, I think 12 or 13. So
Yeah.
I didn't really have a fascination with storytelling, and I probably didn't understand the story. So it makes me want to watch it. I've also never seen Interstellar, which everyone's telling me that's like it's like a travesty. But so I'll give that a shot. I actually might come around and watch that tonight. After talking about this, and I've got a nice sound bar and a nice TV and a dog.
Yeah.
And, I might hit up to Half Price Books on my motorcycle and pick it up on Blu-ray or something. And
Yeah, brother.
so, but yeah,
You definitely do that.
I like.
I'll tell you one thing is when I first saw Inception back in my freshman year of high school, I think it was I was most like everyone else. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but this looks awesome.
Yeah.
And then you had that ending which drove me and my brother ape shit.
Yep.
And it's only gotten better since then because Christopher Nolan has a really great way of making high concept storylines that are deep and involved, but also at the same time accessible for a popcorn movie audience. That's pretty damn good, I feel.
I think that might be a stretch a little bit. I think I think Christopher Nolan thinks that his movies are more. He gives off this aura and this energy of that his movies are for the intelligent people, and that kind of rubs me the wrong way. But I could literally just be looking into it wrong, and it's just that I'm fucking stupid and I don't understand the movies. But I think ever since The Prestige, he's been like, I like movies that have weird twists and makes you think, and so he's like, cool, yeah, let's do that. So it's kind of his thing now. I mean, other than Dunkirk didn't really have a twist mystical side to it.
No, but it was a unique approach, and that's one of my favorites from him.
I I really did not enjoy Dunkirk.
No, really?
I thought the sound design was incredible. Like seeing it in a movie theater, I was like plugging my ears because it was so fucking loud. Like
It was an actual war.
it was like an actual war, and so it was a very noticeable movie. I it was just too slow for me, I think. I have severe ADHD, so if a movie is that could also be a reason why Interstellar, or not Interstellar, but Inception, when I first saw it when I was a 12-year-old with ADHD, was even harder for me to grasp. So but yeah, I was not a big fan of Dunkirk. I thought it was just okay. And I was really surprised that it got a Oscar nomination for Best Picture.
I
So
wasn't. I was praying it would get Oscar noms.
I'm glad that it did that for you, but it did not do that for me. And I did the sound though was and I'm pretty sure it won Best Sound Design that year.
Oh yeah,
And
editing
it
and editing
that
and sound design.
that was incredible, and that was very, very well deserved.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Sure.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. It seems Tenet seems weird, and I like the effects of the reverse time. Super fucking cool. And it seems a lot of practical, just compositing stuff,
Of
which I
course.
guess practical compositing is counterintuitive, but you know they're filming the assets in reverse and then adding them in with compositing and stuff like that. So I'm a fan of that. I do compositing and green screen and stuff like that. So I like when I can see it, and yeah, I'm excited for this. Hopefully you said September, yeah.
Yeah, let's hope it keeps that. I've watched the trailer a good number of times. I even saw a prologue for it before I saw The Invisible Man this year, back in February, and I
Oh
still
god,
don't know what the hell is gonna happen in this movie. That's another thing. Nolan. No, I feel like Nolan works closely with the trailer houses because
yeah,
when you watch a trailer for his movies, you don't know what is gonna happen. You see a
no,
lot of images, you get the general tone,
yeah,
and that's it. There's hardly any spoilers going on. You don't get a solid idea of what's about to happen. And that's what
yeah,
a good trailer should do.
yeah. I'm excited for it.
Me too.
I think
It's
it'll be fun.
supposedly it's gonna be a 3-hour picture. I
3 hours.
don't cite me on that, but it's supposed to be that wild.
Jeez.
Wowee.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, but Tenet, I'm excited for, and I hope that it comes out in September so that maybe I can see it. I probably won't want to see it in theaters because I don't trust movie theaters at the moment. Even the movie theater that I would work at wouldn't trust seeing it.
Mm.
With people, I'd probably either go to a really, really late showing or a really early.
Fingers crossed for the 9th month. Let's go.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, this one breaks my heart. This one especially breaks my heart. This one coming up, it's Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah,
The movie's been on.
Be fun.
This is I want this. I got no doubt it's gonna be fun in some capacity. But the road it's taking to get here.
It's been a treacherous one for sure.
It has. It got pushed to, I think its original March 2020 release date was either it was the original intended date or that was a pushback itself.
Yeah.
Then
yeah.
and then I think it wasn't even around virus time. It got pushed back to November. And it was gonna go head to head with No Time to Die. Actually, it was gonna be open the week after it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And now it got pushed back either to March or May of next year.
Yeah.
And I'm mad.
This is a summer blockbuster though, so like I'm not mad that that's coming out summer of next year because like honestly, they'd either have to put it out in August, which it probably needs some extra work. And then now they're able to fine tune all the CG and stuff because this is going to be a fucking animated movie essentially.
Well, that's
So
debatable.
and no, well, I'm animated as in I mean, there's going to be characters and like humans, but Godzilla and King Kong are not going to be models. They're not
Oh
going to be,
yeah,
it's going to be the main attraction of this movie is going to be animated,
of
and
course, of course. No,
that's and I'm
and
not
that
saying that's a bad thing. I'm excited for this movie. I think that the new Godzillas are, I think they're declining in quality, but
hmm.
I still enjoy them. I still have fun.
Sure. Yeah, that's something I kind
Yeah,
of wrestle with right now because I really liked King of the Monsters when I first saw it, and I still do. I
yeah,
still hold on to my merits, even
definitely.
even though I don't recognize the major flaws of that film.
Yeah,
But I
it,
love the MonsterVerse. It's kind of my jam right now. It's probably my
yeah,
favorite cinematic universe right now. One, it's still going on. It's still relatively successful. And yeah, Godzilla's been part of my life since I was a young child.
yeah,
And to see him get this kind of respect, especially from an American studio,
yeah.
it thrills me a whole
I,
lot.
I'm a fan of the design of this Godzilla too. He looks fucking powerful and menacing, but at the same time, it's like he's not necessarily on our side, but he's also not necessarily on the side of the monsters.
Yeah.
He's, and I think, and with this new King Kong movie, I actually saw it on the plane to Hawaii last summer, and that was the first time I had seen it. And so it was kind of fun to like look out the window and see the ocean, and like, oh,
And
maybe I'm
see
gonna
where they
fly.
shot the movie.
Exactly. And so yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Um it was a lot of action, and Samuel L. Jackson is a piece of shit in it, and I'm glad that he dies, and that was
Kong
great.
Skull Island felt like a very supercharged version of a Ray Harryhausen monster movie. It retained that same feel. I love those kind of movies. We got a band of survivors. They're stranded on an island. They're walking through the jungle. It's a new monster every other
Yeah.
story beat. It's
I
so much fun.
I this I have so Peter Jackson's King Kong is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Ah, yeah,
Just
all right.
for it's a weird one because it's not that great of a movie, and there's
Well,
definitely some flaws in it. But it was the movie that introduced me to wanting to make movies. And
yeah, I would say so too.
for
Because
that for that I can't that's it's that's the first movie I can think of that I was like watching what and it sucks that I'm going to say it, but watching Jack Black in this movie as a kid who sees Jack Black as Pick of Destiny and School
yeah,
of Rock, it
yes,
was weird, and it made me go, oh, actors can they're actors are there's such thing as actors, like this man is an actor, he's not just Jack Black.
yeah.
And and so that made me I also I like the relationship between the Naomi
Naomi
Watts
Watts.
character and Kong. Like they have, it's not that Kong is in love with this girl, but
No.
it's he wants to protect her. He's alone on this island. Everyone's terrified of him, and he's sees this woman who is not really afraid of him and is not afraid to like stand up to him. And in that scene where he's like kind of pushing her over and like
Yes.
laughing about it, that scene's awesome because she like scolds him, and then he throws a temper tantrum and like hurts
Yeah,
himself. He pouts in the corner, and it's a great scene. But
it
I
is.
I enjoyed Skull Island quite a bit, but I do prefer Peter Jackson's King Kong. I also like the size better. I'm not a big fan of this 100-foot King Kong, but I think in this world it fits. And
I dig them a lot. What it is I think the biggest draw for the MonsterVerse, like you said, it's the monsters, of course.
yeah,
But what makes them so likable is because they are able to personify them pretty damn well. Because
yeah,
you could see either Kong or Godzilla. You could see the little details in, for instance, their facial expressions. They
Yeah.
act like little sneers, or they're pondering stuff in their head. You could tell what they're thinking. It really adds character to these monsters.
Yes, it does. So yeah,
It's
I'm excited for Godzilla versus King Kong. I think it'll be fun. I'm not expecting a 5-star movie,
no.
but I'm expecting to have fun, and I'm expecting to see a lot of destruction and mindless fun. And I'm disappointed that it got pushed, but I also look forward to seeing it in the summertime after having gone through, a year of school, a year of whatever 2021 has in store for us. Because god damn, it's got to be better than this year.
It
So
really does.
you
No,
know,
this is a rematch that is nearly 50 years in the making. No, not even that. 60 years in the making.
yeah. So
God, we
I'm
need
excited.
this. We need this.
So, but
Yeah.
now your number one,
my number one, the one that's made waves across the world, the tip of the spear, creme de la creme, the New Mutants.
yes,
Fuck,
the
this
mutant.
movie is never coming out.
Fuck yeah, this movie looks so fucking cool.
It
And
really
I'm
does.
so disappointed in the fact that it keeps on getting pushed. At a certain point, I was like, whatever, I don't even care anymore. And it was just because I was pissed off at it. But
Right?
I just want to
It's not even you hate that the movie exists or that
No,
it's gonna be a bad movie. It's just
exactly.
it won't fucking come out.
Come out already. My girlfriend and I have been watching the X-Men universe movies,
Oh,
and
okay.
they're so good.
They really are.
I love them, and even the bad ones I enjoy. And we just the last one we watched was Apocalypse, and I hadn't seen that one. There's some really cool shit in it, but there's also some really dumb things in it that I thought were dumb. But next one we're watching is Logan, and that is, in my opinion, the best superhero movie that's ever been made.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I am very excited for her to see it because she has not seen it yet either.
Wow.
So I am when I go to Half Price Books today, I may be picking that one up too.
Do it.
But yeah, I like the difference in this. It's strange. It's
supposed to be a
horror film.
It's a horror film, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they're tying it into. I think this will be officially the last 20th Century Fox X-Men film. If I'm thinking about it, because it'll be interesting. Once I was talking about earlier how I'm not a big fan of the MCU anymore, or I'm a fan, but I'm kind of disassociating it. But once the X-Men get brought into it, I will be my fancy will be completely sparked.
Okay.
And I'll be impressed to see if they do something cool with it, or if they just make it land whatever. But this I'm really excited for, and I really want to see it. And it's coming out. It's got an August release date.
Okay.
And I am totally fine with that. The newest release date that it says is August 28th, 2020, as the Wikipedia page says. So I mean, fuck that.
Oh, okay. This year. All right.
This year. So hopefully that comes out. I would, again, I'm a little weary about seeing movies in the theater right now, but whatever. If everyone's wearing a mask in the movie theaters and we're all 6 feet apart, then we should be fine. So
absolutely.
But
Also, yeah, it's a horror movie now.
Mm-hmm.
That alone is what sparked it for me. An X-Men horror movie. That just sounds fresh.
That's so cool.
Totally. And I myself revisited some of the X-Men movies fairly recently, and they were a lot. They just got a lot better with age, I feel, because they're not action movies. They're more character dramas.
Yeah. It's a fucking movie about race, honestly.
Pretty much.
It's about race and racism and segregation, and it's a lot deeper than the MCU movies, and
To an
they're
extent, yeah.
they have more meaning, and there's an underlying message to it, and I just don't think that you get those with current Marvel movies. And I think honestly, even the current X-Men movies, you don't really get that underlying message, or it's the same message told over and over and over again in the exact same way.
Yeah,
Where
let Dark Phoenix be the example there.
yeah,
Good
I still
lord.
haven't seen that's we have 2 more to watch. That's the last one we're watching. So
Oh,
I kind of want to watch Logan last just because I don't want to be let down. So I may watch
yeah.
Phoenix first and then end it with Logan and be like, damn, what a good run.
Yeah, I think I would recommend that because
Okay.
no one wants to end on Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Logan should have been the definitive end.
So I'm really pumped for this. I'm sad to see it be pushed around so much, but hopefully this is the final push. And if it's not, then hopefully it just comes out in video on demand, because I just want to fucking see it at this point. I don't care if I see it in the theater. I don't care if I see it watching it on my phone. I just want to watch it. I just want to see it.
Yeah, the freaking Duke Nukem Forever of movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully it doesn't end up Duke Nukem Forever.
Please no. Get away, Randy Pitchford.
Yeah.
Go away.
But yeah, I think out of a 10 out of 10, this is my biggest sad boy moment of movies being pushed.
Same here.
Yeah, and the last movie I saw in theaters was Sonic the fucking Hedgehog.
Oh, nice.
Honestly, I loved Sonic the Hedgehog. I still love it. And I think it was hilarious, and I was laughing harder than most of those damn kids in the theater when I saw it. So, I mean, not a bad way to end my movie-going experience of 2020, possibly. So, we'll see. Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah. Oh, God. I just can't stress it. Also, yeah, the New Mutants. I want to be scared. I want to be thrilled. I want this to be a light resuscitation for X-Men. Because, like I said, Dark Phoenix was kind of a whimper, for my opinion. But if we can get this, if this could deliver, even just like in a entertaining way, if it doesn't go above and beyond, if it could just entertain, basically, I'll be fine with it. This I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind it. I really want this to be good, and it's got a nice cast. It's got a cool atmosphere, a nice concept. Just stop pushing around. Let's get it out there for everyone to see already.
Let's just do it.
Let's do it. It's easy. Just go ahead, make it happen. Let's go, studio.
Yeah. So I hope I hope that they do something that that way we all can actually watch it.
Absolutely. And that does it for my list. These are all the ones I gave a damn about.
Yeah, that does it for me. I don't think there's been really anything. The only thing and it's not movies, it's just video games have been getting delayed a lot too.
Really?
Cyberpunk is the only game that got delayed, but it didn't get delayed because of Corona. It got delayed because they wanted to make sure that it's the perfect game. Okay. And I'm so fucking excited for it. And that comes out in September. It comes out in November. It got pushed again. So hopefully we see that in November for a November release, and then I can do nothing but play that game. But yeah, other than movies, this is it.
Yeah.
I mean, some productions have stopped. So like the Batman got on halt for a bit. They just started refilming.
Jurassic World Dominion is trying ever so hard to keep going with its production.
Yeah.
They're shooting in England, and I think a lot of their crew members got coronavirus.
Oh shit.
That's last I heard. But they're still producing. I think they shared pictures of Bryce Dallas Howard, who took bruises from doing stunts with the dinosaur effects.
Nice.
That one's trying its hardest.
Yeah. I know Shang-Chi, The Legend of Shang-Chi, they're filming still. Eternals, I think Eternals is done filming, honestly. I think they're in post-production. Yeah, there was another Tom Holland movie that they were working on that got
the Uncharted film. The Uncharted film started
started.
production.
Yeah, they're gonna start filming that soon. Which I'm a little skeptic about because I'm fine with Tom Holland as not Tim Drake. That's fucking Batman. As Nathan Drake, but Mark Wahlberg as Sully. Come on, man. I'm not. They could have gotten Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges is made for that role.
Yeah.
So,
or I would take Stephen Lang also because freaking
because of that
he
fan
did
film.
he was the fan film,
Yeah, with Nathan Fillion, which Nathan Fillion, I thought he did a decent job, but he's definitely not Nathan Drake. It's if they go with a young route, I'm cool. I'm cool with Tom Holland, but Nathan Fillion is not Nathan Drake.
Well,
I did not.
I slightly disagree. Maybe he's kind of too old for the part now, but
I just he's too bulky. He just like look wise, he doesn't look like like how I could see it. I think Nathan Drake is this slim, or not slim, but this like lean adventurer, kind of like Indiana Jones build. I think Nathan Fillion's too bulky. He's got too much muscle, but whatever.
sure.
Right? It's just fuck. It's not going to happen. He's Tom Holland is playing Nathan Drake, so we don't even need to worry about it. But
Absolutely. Speaking of Tom Holland and delayed movies, there's also Chaos Walking. That's also seen its fair share of delays. It's not coronavirus related, but it's been ridiculously delayed for a couple of years now.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
I like the concept of it, sort of.
Yeah.
Science fiction, and Daisy Ridley too. I think she's a great actress, regardless of what people say. She tried her best at the worst points of the Star Wars sequel trilogy. She's really good. She deserves the best.
Very talented. Yeah, so I'm excited for these movies to come out. I'm excited for everything to go back to normal. And it's a long ways away. We still got, at least here in the US, I don't think we have out of country viewers, but shit, if we do, in the US, we're handling this absolutely terribly.
Yeah, we suck.
We are doing a horrible job with it. And pretty much all the other countries out there, you guys did it the right way. We are doing it the wrong way. And we are going to suffer a horrible, bad summer because we're just, stupid people don't want to wear their fucking masks. So
tell us what to do. We'll do it. We'll do it better.
Yeah, give us some damn advice. But it's not up to us. It's not up to the people. It's up to
Big Peach in the White House.
Yeah, or the giant Tic Tac we got up in Washington. But anyway, I appreciate being here. I'm glad that we're able to do this, and I'm excited for our next episode of our normal scheduled program. I think the 10th is when we're recording, so that means the 12th when it comes out. So so look forward to that. But yeah, Nick, why don't you sign us off?
We are fresh out of here. Thank you for listening. Follow us at respected podcast sites. Subscribe here on YouTube, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in. And just keep your fingers crossed that we'll see these movies in any kind of capacity. The theater, on streaming, pirated, not pirated. Don't pirate movies. That's illegal and bad for business. Yeah,
pirate movies. It's fine. You can pirate movies.
No,
I'm a filmmaker. I'm saying it's okay.
No. We don't do that.
It's okay. No. I mean, it's fine.
Dude, stop. You can't do that. It's against the law.
Yeah, but it's only against the law if they get caught.
That doesn't. No. Okay. All right. Okay. We're gone. We'll catch you on the next one. Stay tuned, folks.
See you later.